Hi everyone, my name is Annabella Hammonds and I race in the women's pro class for Supercross BMX. And as the season's getting started, I know there's a lot of new riders about to hit the national scene. So today I'm going to teach you how to pack your bike bag to fly across country. I started flying to BMX races when I was about 9, and then I took over the bike packing duties for my dad when I was about 13. So let's get everything together that you need. You need your bike, you need your bag, you need your tools. For the first step, you're going to take off your pedals, and the easiest way to do this will be to flip your bike upside down and stand over your bike facing your front tire. Position your cranks up and down and stand on whichever pedal is closest to the ground. This will provide leverage if your pedals are screwed on tight. Take your pedal wrench and pull up towards your front tire, only loosening the first pedal so that you can have that leverage for the other one. I recommend putting your pedals in their own plastic bag to avoid scratches and to keep your pedal washers together, if you have those. Now we will take the front tire off. Sometimes you'll have to use 2 Allens in order to take your axle off, so keep that in mind. I take my axle out of the tire and put it back together and place it in my bag with my pedals. You can set your tire to the side. Now that you don't have your front tire, I recommend having something to put under your forks while you detach your bars and forks from your frame. I'm always working over my bike bag so everything's always in one spot. I'm flipping my bike right side up and sitting on the seat. Starting with my top cap, I take it all the way out and set it somewhere close to me. Now, you don't need to take your stem bolts out all the way, loosen them bit by bit and switching back and forth between the two, and you know it's loose enough when your forks and bars can move separately. My bars and brakes are all connected to my frame, so I just set it right next to me. If you have V-brakes, you can detach your brake cable from your lever. Now you should grab all your spacers and bearings from the top of the frame. You can set those down, but keep them in order. Now pull your forks out from underneath the frame, making sure the bottom bearing stays with your forks, and now put all your spacers and bearings back on your forks in order and screw your top cap back on all the way. I then put my forks in a gun sock, and you can also just wrap it up in a blanket. Do the same thing with your bars, wrap it up in a blanket. I use an old sleeping bag to put my frame in, and then I put that in the bag and then drive side up, making sure my cranks are level with my chainstay. Put your bars laying flat up against your top tube, and you can also put your forks on the bottom tube, slightly tucked under. Now place another blanket over the triangle space that is your seat tube, chainstay, and seat stay. Your front tire will sit right in that pocket. Once you get to the track and you're ready to ride, make sure you bring tools so that you can do a final tighten up and find a friend, teammate, or even one of the vendors and borrow a bike pump and make sure your tires are ready to go. It's also a good idea to check with your airline to see how heavy your bike bag can be. You don't want to have to pay overages just because you're a pound over. Make sure you pack a tall seat and maybe a friend. So the bikes I'll put together, it usually takes me about 15 minutes normally. This time it took me a little bit longer just because I'm showing you guys the step by step and the whole process. But if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you learned something about packing your bike so that you're more confident the next time you fly so that you can do it yourself. Make sure to stop by at the Supercross pits at your next race and come say hi. Bye.